We are live, even though we are in the doldrums of World Cup qualifying. We are live, Footballthicko, Monday night podcast. Chairman of the board. We ain't got a chairman of the board that we had for 25 years anymore. I said my piece on a thing. The chairman told me off because I did a podcast for Tottenham one and I did a soundbite for this. But you lot like the drill. You like a video. That's why he gets the thousands of views. And when I'm on, you get 10. Yeah, I mean, look, I saw the Vinay video earlier today.
It's seen it all yet. What's it saying?
Well, nothing. It doesn't say nothing. It just says we are in a good position. They had to take a loan out, apparently. They took a loan out last year or something, and so yeah. I mean,
what, the stadium?
I don't know if it was for that. It was for everything. I think they'll compete. I think they'll just be better at making decisions. I think, and I've been reading a lot. I read your favorite guy, Simon Jordan. I read a good article.
The only one that talks sense.
Well, it was a good article in the Times because he's had to deal with Levy.
What did he say in the Times? Because let me see if he's he said from what he said on the radio.
So he said for 10 years he couldn't stand him. The Wayne Routledge transfer was like pulling teeth. He said, and also John Bostock, who was known to was going to be a big name. I don't know what ended up with John Bostock, but and then he said he got to know him after being involved. And getting away from Palace, and he said he got on well with him. Look, and this is the thing. I'm not here to knock what Daniel Levy has done as a business and creating assets. Now, for the people that own them, ENIC, and he is one of them, that is unbelievable. They've created this amazing structure, amazing arena. They've got this incredible training space, which England use all the time. It's good, but there was that literally everything was about a pound here, a pound there. Obviously, I'm generalizing, but it was 1,000, a million here, a million there, and his negotiations would they have held us back on big players. We've always spent money, but it's always spent money on what could be seen as an asset. Like I keep saying, an asset, somebody who's younger, who's got legs on them, who's got years on their career, so that it's either we're going to have them for a long time or we're going to sell them on with a profit. And that's not a bad thing, but when you work as a top team, you have to bring in the ready-made players. Like no more, Arsenal can't be going to buy younger players all the time and hoping that works with what they've already got. You've got to buy ready-made players or players that you think are going to be ready-made. Anyone does. Else you're not going to be at the top for much long. Them days are gone when you could do what Fergie did with the class of '92, and that's unheard of nowadays. And even that was with players that were established. Roy Keane, Eric Cantona, Steve Bruce, Gary Pallister. Let's not forget Peter Schmeichel. They had a spine of experience. So you need to be at the top. You need to buy the players, and we fell short on that too many times. So I think his legacy will be that he put the club in a great financial state. It's a great asset for the people that own it. But 2 trophies in 25 years is not substantial. It's not remembered, is it? And I just think that they
look at that big thing behind you.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's great. But if you told me right now, if I'd asked you as well, Chris, would you take the hello?
Is it, sister?
Hello.
Yes,
if you took, would you take?
Go.
Would you take now Highbury? This is anyone who's listening or watching. Would you take Highbury and 4 more league trophies, 2 European Cups? You know what I mean? Or are you happy with what you've done at the Emirates with the FA Cups?
I'm happy with the FA Cups and the Emirates.
Okay.
It's a sacrifice we have to make. Teams that give me a kiss. Love you. Teams that usually move stadium get relegated in this country. It's very difficult to. So you got your Coventries, you got your Leicesters.
Yeah.
When they did it, these all went down. There's a few more examples which I can't think of off the top of my head. I think Sunderland is another one.
Yeah.
It's difficult. It's difficult to move stadium or to build and rebuild your stadium and stay at the top. Arsenal were at the top, and you see where we are now from this stadium. But in order for the future, in order for us to spend what we can spend now, is because we have a stadium like that. So you have to put that into consideration, because before Levy was there, you'd won one FA Cup and one Coca-Cola Cup in
the
that time.
90s. Yeah, terrible 90s.
And he was finishing 17th. Well,
but then the same thing could be said then, because Alan Sugar built that stadium. He built that stadium up.
Yeah, well, I didn't. He built that stadium.
Yeah,
Same thing. But you lot were finishing 17th.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
And 12th. It was all half stuff. I think there was one time you finished 7th. I think with Joe Francis. Was that Sugar?
Yeah, Sugar was there from 1991 or before that.
Yeah. So after that, Levy managed to bring a cup in the first 2 years or 3 years, whether it was.
No, 7 years, 8 years.
Well, when was it? Oh, he come in 2000.
2000. He come end of 2000, 2001.
So within a decade, it got you a trophy, and Tottenham were progressing and having some sort of stability.
Yeah.
After that, who is it? Harry Redknapp comes in, or you have a little mess in between. Harry Redknapp comes in, saves the day, and Spurs go on a real run of 10 years now. Yeah. You don't win a trophy. And the closest you probably came was under Harry Redknapp if you pushed in that January and got him the players that he desired. But
and
Spurs
he didn't get them, did
he? Because it's not Levy. You got to remember, Joe Lewis owns the club.
Of course,
he tells Levy what to say, and then Levy
but
says,
they sign off on. But they sign off on money, bro.
But the big man has to say yes at the end of the day. And if the big man says no, it's a no. And Daniel Levy has to take the brunt of that, because he's also the chairman.
And that's why. And I think that's what's happened.
Yeah, that is what's happened. But and Simon Jordan says that. He says that's why when Daniel Levy's gone and all these Tottenham fans are saying, "Oh, we've got our Spurs back and we're going to be engulfed in riches from Saudi and this."
Yeah, that's.
And Simon Jordan says, "Well, all it is the same people. It's just now that the mouthpiece is gone, and now they can say, "Oh, we didn't say that," and now they can say, "Oh, we want Tottenham to win trophies, and we mean this, we mean business."
Of course,
all that stuff you was cussing Levy for the other day for saying we want to win trophies now, is what your new board is saying, and the Spurs fans are eating it up.
But what I would say, I don't really care for what they're saying. I think it's all fluff anyway.
You got to remember, there's Arsenal, United, City now. Chelsea, Liverpool, Liverpool took them 35 years to get their act together.
Yeah, but they were always there, Chris. What I'm saying to you is this is what I'm trying to say to you. Let me just say, right. So there is a generation just a bit older than us, right? 10 years, which is not a massive amount, that had seen in their childhood and into their young adulthood, they saw Tottenham win cups throughout the 70s and 80s. They saw them
just
win.
Cups, though.
But that was Tottenham. That's fine. That's fine, because it's like anything. Like you just said, you would take the cups and the Emirates. What you've done, you'd like to win the league, and only one team can win that every season. My point is that they saw consistent victory. It was one every couple of years. 2 European Cups, 2 FA Cups in a row, League Cups. They saw enough over a 10, 20-year period. Then in the 91 FA Cup, where it kind of ended, right? They saw enough to go like, yeah, we win things. And if we weren't, we were competing. It was finals, semi-finals. Now, that's fine. But when it really dries up and you see your neighbours smashing it and you know that you're constantly making wrong decisions to make, because at the end of the day, you went from Bruce Rioch to winning the league in 2 years, just over 2 years with Arsene Wenger, right?
Yeah.
His
first full season won the league.
Because it was the right people. David Dean, fantastic in there.
Yeah, but again, though. If you look at that example, these are sliding door moments, because
of course they are.
As we all know, Arsenal as we all know, at Arsenal let the board. We're like,
that's the ignorance of English press and English people. That's ignorance.
Yeah, but even the Arsenal board, are you sure about this, David? And David's like, this is the guy. There's something in him. Yeah. Wenger comes in and he's buying. You got to remember, he's bought Patrick Vieira for 4 million. And everyone's like, why is he buying this 19? He was 19 years old.
Yeah.
He's a young man.
Yeah.
Like, why is this 19-year-old midfielder, French black dude in the middle at Arsenal? Who's this other guy with a long ponytail? This other French dude for another 4 minutes, a left back, now playing centre mid at Arsenal. These are ideas, but these things were it worked. Do you know what I mean? He bought Nicolas Anelka in for 500k. People never seen things like this before. So that's where we stumbled across our Arsene Wenger, as everyone puts it now. Like, this is your Arsene Wenger moment with Thomas Frank, let's say.
Of course, but what I'm going to say, and I rate it, but my point
is
lucky.
It's luck. That's luck.
Everything's a bit of luck and everything's a bit of foresight. David Dean didn't go, "Oh, Wenger's good," because he saw something. He looked, he studied him. They spoke for 2 years before he joined.
But you got to remember, this is the best. Not now, but when Poch was there, that was the best. This is actually, even fact now, this is the best Spurs have been in 30 years.
Yeah, but
this whole era. In your lifetime, the last 10 years have been the best years for you.
Yeah, of course I have. But my point is that, and that's the thing. It's like a lot of that was sliding doors. Kane came good. We had Kane for 5 years. Right?
Exactly.
We took the chance on Dele Alli when no one would just yet because he was at League One. Danny Rose came good. Carl Walker was a good player. He came good. You know what I mean? All these Ericsson, he was part of the big deal from Bell. All these things came together with a good coach who was all about coaching and took them in, and everyone came together and it worked. But then off the back of
another thing. Another thing you just said there.
They didn't look and go, right, what do we do next? What do we do? They didn't.
No, that wasn't the issue. The issue was that you came in, you made the Champions League final, yeah, and I think a lot of everything probably hinged on that, on that win per se. Yeah. Like, you win that, it changes everything, because then the sponsorship that comes in through that door is ridiculous. Now the players that want to come in through that door is ridiculous. Like, you can really leverage that, and also they knew that the finances were on a knife edge probably, because how much that stadium cost? He said all 2 billion. 2 billion. You're lucky you got some sort of subsidiaries from other places, otherwise it was never going to happen. But through hook on crook, he done it, and you just didn't have to play that. But your manager,
this is what you're saying.
But this is where it comes in. Your manager now, your Arsene Wenger, your Pochettino, he bottled it.
But
he didn't want to. He threw his ties at the pram, and him and Levy were. There's no way Levy sacked him after the final and just said, "Yeah, that's it."
He sacked him 3 months later.
Why? Now we know who Poch is, because we've seen it with Chelsea. He has form.
Yeah, right.
Like, he just said, "Nah, F this, I'm gone."
Well, no, I think he'd felt that he'd done enough there to know that he could, have a say over the players that he wanted. He said, "I don't have to say over the players that I want." He's working within a system that had directors of football that said, "Oh, we've identified the players in this area," but may not be the players that Pochettino had the actual final say on. But also, you said this, and look, the stadium's there. I love it. It is what it is, right? It's great. Go in there. It's impressive, right? But you said, who are you lot to buy a stadium and have a stadium like that, right? And in many ways, you're probably right, because Arsenal, they built the stadium. Arsenal, when they put that stadium together, were 18 months off not losing in the league, right? You're top
off the back of success.
You lose the Champions League final and you move in 2 weeks later. This is what I'm saying. We haven't had that, so it's great that we did this. But this was built very much knowing that, one, the football team could be in here, but they were making as many deals for the NFL, for everything to be as important as Tottenham. And I think that's when the fans start looking and going, okay, we respect that we've got this, but I look outside that stadium and I see two logos in the same size as my club. That is, if they're not here, nothing's here. No disrespect, no one's touching Tottenham if it's got a go-kart track. Or do you know what I mean? Or for a couple of NFL games. But we now realise that this is an amazing asset for ENIC, and the football's in and amongst it.
Hold on. Hold on. The finances from the NFL game
apparently goes
where?
Apparently, I don't know.
Why do you say apparently?
Because I can't tell you for sure that that's the case. Because
if that's what they've said,
Yeah.
Why would they lie if that's public information?
Well, I don't think, but they don't have to showcase because of the money that comes in, and they say what goes out. They don't have to show that
Why
pound
is
from
that? Why is that?
NFL goes
Why
out.
is that a bad thing that you have NFL games in the off season, or you know what I mean? Why is that a
I,
bad thing that generates? Why is
well,
that a bad thing
this is
that?
what I'm
Why
saying.
is it?
I don't think
In banter, this is where people let banter fuse the
no, I don't
reality,
think it's a
because
bad thing. But I'm saying to you,
all jokes aside, like there's no bad thing in having an NFL game, or if it brings more revenue to the club and
right,
your brand. Now people,
right,
you got to remember, people now know who Spurs are.
right. But they know
It's
the
not just the
stadium.
basket.
They don't know
No, for them, I'm talking about the American. No, but no, they go there and they know who the team is now. They know. It's not just like, you know what I mean? Before it was like, oh, who's Spurs, as the man said. Now people know who Spurs are. Like A-listers know who Spurs are. It's good for the club. It's good. It's good brand. You know, it's not
right,
just a basketball
okay.
team no more.
That's a good argument. But my point would then also be that
Which brings
when
in more money later on down the
right,
line.
so then we get the more money. So this is the point. We get the more money. Then, and you've got a fair point there. I'm not going to dispute that. We get the money, and then it comes to the negotiating table. And year after year, this is before the stadium, this is before the
Yeah,
stadium, and this
yeah,
is
go on.
now. This is back in Ryan Nelson and Louis Saha
Yeah.
to
I'll
Eze right
explain what
now.
you're going to say. I'll explain exactly what you're
Right,
going to say. Go on.
right. But my point is, if you're, how much have we had to pay Mourinho, Conte, Nuno, Poch, and how much do you think they're getting paid out when they get fired? They got to get paid.
Probably talk about 100 plus M.
Right, and we have lost players that we have or have been identified to take us to that next step when we've needed them. Whether they would be right or not, it's hearsay now. But when it's come to finding the right players, we have constantly not had them, because what we've done or what we've had is a chairman who is almost taking pleasure in grinding the opposition down to the fee he wants. They wanted things like that. Simon Jordan said he wanted to pay 10 grand here, 20 grand there, an extra bit there. We've heard it already, what they wanted to do with a player. Who is it, the player that they wanted? And they said, oh, we want to give you it if we win the Premier League. It was a player, West Ham. Kudos. They wanted to give a certain amount of money if we won the Premier League. Like, that's fine. But at the end of the day, you do all that, and then what will happen? Arsenal come in. It was his first choice anyway, and they go, right, here you go. Fuck me, yeah, I'm going right away, and we lose out on a player again.
Yeah, but again, you got to remember, as they said to Newcastle, this is the food chain. It's a step in line.
Fine, Chris.
And you have to understand there is a food chain, and as big as you lot think you are, you're not amongst the top. You're not amongst the big boys in that.
I'm not here to argue that, but my point is,
and the reason is that, and that's what that. But it's a catch-22, because listen, even Arsenal can get gazumped, and we have been gazumped before. When we was in your position, listen, when Arsenal was struggling for P and trying to pay off that stadium, Chelsea and Man City were flushing us out of the water, bruv.
Right? Okay.
They were Ashley Cole says Arsenal promised me 65,000 a week. They've come back with 60 a week, because when we've done the actual math, we've realised, hold a minute, we can't afford that. Yeah. We've got a stadium we're moving to in 2 years. We can't afford that. So they've had to say, but we can afford the 60. Perfect. Right. My man's saying, oh, I nearly swerved my Bentley into the lamppost. Well, and Chelsea offering me 125,000. So, you know what I mean?
Right, fair. But my point is,
that's how it is, Lee. That's how it is.
But when you run the club,
how long have you been at this stadium? How long have you been at this stadium for?
6 years. But my point is,
another 10 years to get to where you need to get to.
Fine, but Chris, I can go back and look now. You had David Dean in charge. He told Wenger they worked as a team and they got together. When there was bumps in the road, they stayed together until Dean left, and then Wenger left a couple of years later. But they worked together, right? Then the pool of Arsenal came in. You've got to work.
You just said it there yourself. You said it there yourself, and that's what Tottenham haven't got and never have had.
Well, so this is my point. This is my point. Yeah,
maybe that is Levy's problem. Maybe that is.
And that is what fans see. We talk about money. We know we spend money, but Chris, what I'm saying is at the end of the day, when he got his moment, when he got his Wenger in Pochettino, and it went a bit wrong. Everyone has a bit of an argument, but he threw it out and he thought, I'd rather pay for the serial winner then have to argue with people to spend the money because he's got Kane. We've got Kane, Ali, Ericsson, we've got Rose, we've got Lloris, we've got Alderweireld, Vertonghen. We just need Mourinho. They need the Mourinho attitude now. So he gets him in. That falls apart. He sacks him and puts in a man on the week of a cup final that has never managed a game in his life. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And that's the same day he's put himself in a Super League when we've never done anything that should be super. Right? No, this is not me disrespecting us, but I'm being honest. We all know it. So I'm saying he makes these decisions. Then he sacks Mourinho. He goes, right, well, we want Conte. Can't get Conte. So who was the flavour of the month? Nuno. We get him. Gets manager of the month. 4 weeks later, he sacks him, right? Gets Conte in at the last because he's been able to do it. Probably paid him through the roof. They did pay him 15 fucking million pounds. They paid him, right? Again, work with the seal. It'd be all right this time. It'd be all right. Blah, blah, blah. Went wrong. Got called out. Sacked him. Then it's like, oh well, we need our Tottenham back. We're getting hands. But that's
your fault.
I was at the thing. I was at the thing.
This is where you come in.
He said, I was at the fan forum. I got invited, and he said, we've got our Tottenham back. This is Daniel Levy. He was on the podium with Son and Ange, and he goes, we've got our Tottenham back. Ange is here. Wins the cup, sacks him. I don't worry about that. But my point is that he's rash to put things through. How much he spent on managers, I don't know. He's had how many managers before them? Redknapp, VS Boas, he sacked after 18 months. Do you know what I mean? All these managers. And my point is, then he goes into the negotiation rooms and he's just he wanted to bring players down. So in the end, what he gets is the players that Arsenal looked at and probably went, oh, interesting, but that was it. You know, if you go into a shop, you see a decent shirt and you go, oh, a decent shirt. Yeah, but no. And then someone else buys it after you, right? So I could say it on how many names? Giovanni Lo Celso. I bet everyone looked at him. Oh, he's industrious, looks creative. We'll pass. Tottenham will take him, though, because they've heard, you know what I mean? And no one else is negotiating.
Madison.
Right. Madison, we got him because we were probably the first to go in at the money
and the only ones.
Yeah, exactly. Madison, even Ndombele. Probably, I know Wenger would have looked at Ndombele and gone, there's something there, but I'm not going to touch it. I know he would have. I know because he loved those type of players. Vieira, Diaby, you know, he loved those kind of players, right? Big, strong.
Wenger looked at Ndombele and said, "Yeah."
I bet he did. Yeah, but I can go all the way down. Brian Hill. I can name so many, and that's the problem. I can't. There's too many to mention that I've forgotten. But
so
that is
Brian
what
Hill.
Do. Brian Hill. We just sold him.
Oh.
We've had him for years. Like again, skillful player. Probably do a little bit in Spain, but nothing there. All the time, we would always get those players. You know what I mean? We got Darren Bent. Nobody else wanted Darren Bent at the top, but because he had a couple of minutes at England, David Bentley. No one wanted to touch him outside of it. City Spurs go and do it because they think, oh, that's the one. And it was them. We always went for them ones. When it was like the real
was
players,
a good player, though.
He was all right, but he didn't want it enough. But my point is, again, you look at these players and you go, who was the ones that they thought? When did we ever go out and get the player that was the envy of anyone? And I know there's a food chain, so I get that. But my point is, there was times when
Bell was that.
Bell we bought from Southampton.
And you can say, yeah, we discovered him and we made him in the end. But
no, Southampton made him. We bought him when no one. Again, what Spurs were good at is buying.
No, that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case. I'm sure Arsene Wenger wanted Bell and Walcott.
But we would have probably be able to promise him first team football sooner.
He had a better pathway at Spurs. Yeah, because of whoever. Because I think we had. Who did we have at the time? Well, actually,
Martin Yeo was our manager.
Clichy. No, who did Arsenal have at left back at the time? Clichy, wasn't it?
I don't know, but we got him when it was Martin Yeo. But my point is that we probably promised it, but we always go for those types of players. If you look at it now, Kudus, everyone.
Yeah, but there's nothing. No. I think a few teams wanted Kudus, but I don't think I don't know what was going on with West Ham at the time. I'm sure he was thinking with Arsenal.
If they wanted him,
but you got to remember as well. But if Arsenal are not offering first team and Spurs are offering first team,
Yeah, but that's a bit. That's what I'm saying. But if Arsenal are not offering him first team, then he's not at the top of priority. If they lose him, they
because
lose him.
Saka's there. If you've got a Saka there, you've
Right,
got a
well, then
Saka
that's
there.
it. So you're not really wanting Kudus in the same way. Like,
We're not wanting him in the same way, but he can still be a top player because that one man's waste is another man's treasure.
But so then we just see a guy. We
was playing left wing back at Juventus.
We just see a guy win 2 cups in the space of 3 months, score the win in a cup final, and has progressively got better in his career to the point now where I think Eze. He was perfect fit for Spurs. We get a negotiation table. Arsenal go.
You wasn't looking at Eze at the beginning. You was looking at Morgan Gibbs.
He's been talked. No, he's been with both of them. They were talking about, but he's been on a radar.
After Gibbs White, who else was there?
No, it was just these two.
Was it just Eze?
Yeah.
So Morgan Gibbs White was the first choice.
No, I that come out of nowhere. Eze was the one that everyone's talked about for ages, a year plus, and we just held up like haggling, and then bang. And that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, there's times. Who was the guy that they were looking to sign, and he just went in the end, and he ended up Spanish Isco, another one. Him, they was one that came out.
Arsenal like the masters of haggling. But obviously, our haggle is different to your haggle because we got 10 million. We got 20 million more than you. That's why. So we can haggle with a bit more room. But then there's Man United who got 60 million more. Who don't need to haggle.
But this is what I'm saying. When you're giving managers severance pays of 10, 12 million and you're hassling over the 10 million.
But you have to keep that. You have to keep that. You have to keep that money in the bank.
Fair enough. Fair. But if you know, I'm not saying that means you overpay for every player. But when you know, especially now that we've won a cup. We've won a cup, so we've got it now. We've got the taste. This is kick on time.
That's the issue. You've got the taste now, and you've all panicked. You're just panicking.
And they bought, and Simmons was a panic that come out of nowhere. Again, like who knows? I don't know. I remember he scored that blast of a goal against England in the semi-final, but who knows what he's
needed someone in that position. So
but that's it.
Panic buy or not, you needed someone of quality.
I think this is why they evaluated how he dealt with all this, and they just went, we can't keep doing it when he's going to go. The guy had meetings in on the Friday, so he had no idea that he was leaving. He had meetings in for Friday morning.
Who, Simons?
No, Levy. They sacked him on Sunday.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But anyways, we digress. We'll be back next week. Who's Arsenal got this weekend? Newcastle, is it? Oh, no, Forest at home. Yeah, Forest at home at 12:30. Lovely. All right. And Tottenham have got West Ham.
Mark go from coming into this podcast and not even entering it?
I don't know. Typical.
Joker.
We'll be back next week. I'll be sending videos this week, and we'll be back.
Hopefully, Ken Dog returns.
The MCM, milk carton Marta.
Put him in a milk cart. Put him in a milk cart.
I'll do it.
Get your AI. Get chat to do it, guys. Love.
Right, love. See you later. See you, team. Bye bye.